Okay, Kevin, let's get into it. You've been in real estate for some time. Let's talk about some lessons that you've learned in your real estate career.
Well, there's a lot of lessons I learned in the last 15 years. 15 years? Yeah, 15 years in real estate. I'm going to tell you right now, Chrissy, everything that you could screw up on in real estate, I've done it. The good news is I've never done it again. But the one thing that comes top of mind in terms of real estate that is very important that I've learned a lot from is relationships are everything. If you don't have good relationships, you're not going to last in this business. And this business is all about long term, and it's not a transactional business. It's a relational business. And if you're in this for the quick buck, this is not the career for you. And I found that the hard way, which that's how I used to think in my first year of real estate. But now I've learned a lot in the last 15 years.
And that's such a great point. I feel like, maybe the industry can get a bad name for agents that might just consider the contracts or the numbers or the big commission pieces. But realistically, we know that our customers are making some of the biggest decisions of their lives.
It is one of the biggest decisions in their lives. Most people maybe move once or twice a year, and some maybe just once. And it's a pretty big decision because the average price of a home in Toronto is like over 1.5 mil right now. That's a lot of money. And because of that though, you need to have good relationships because you have to be able to give proper advice, and with your clients being able to listen to you, you have to have good trust. And having said that though, thinking about like another thing that I've learned a lot from real estate is you have to learn to adapt, and things change constantly. Even in the last 15 years I've been in real estate, I remember my first couple of years we were using fax machines back in the day. And that was how we used to communicate, how we used to send papers, agreements back and forth. And even now, things have keep on evolving, and even the way we use technology these days.
Yeah, I certainly remember a couple of Blue Jays games where you brought your remote printer to the game. Still doing contracts and deals as we're all out as a group of friends. So yes, I remember those days quite vividly. But you're certainly right. We do need to adapt to new strategies and tools that we can support our clients with, right? And one of those, I would say, even for you, Kevin, has been your social media, right? And being able to leverage that to really connect with our community and your clients, it certainly has been a game changer.
Yeah, social media is a love and hate relationship that I have with those social media. It's recording videos is not my forte, but I do it because that's how we communicate with our clients. And it gives them a glimpse about what happens with our back end team members and how we operate our business and the type of clients that we work with as well. And a lot of new clients that we work with, they found us on social media because they liked how we operate. They like our vibe. And because of that, though, we work with people that we vibe with very well. And I learned a lot from that. And speaking about learning about social media, I've been learning the last 15 years about not just real estate, but how to become a better person, be a better leader, be a better communicator. And all those things are from reading, watching tons of podcasts, similar to ones like this. and I've also learned ways to communicate with their clients, and because everyone is very different in how they communicate.
I couldn't agree with you more. And just on the communication piece, I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in being in real estate thus far has just been about setting expectations, right? Realistic expectations for myself, for my clients, to make sure that we're both, creating strategies and goals that are aligned with what they're looking for, to make sure that we're not creating any type of additional stress or potential setbacks, and just setting those expectations, I think is important.
Yeah, those are good points, Chrissy. Communication is key. We found that if we don't communicate properly with our clients, it does create stress. It creates deals that fall apart because one party, the other party didn't understand what was going on. And if they cause a lot of stress, they just pull out. And that could have been that home that they could have moved in that would have been perfect for them because they got cold feet because something wasn't communicated properly to them. Like the seller wanted to put in a clause that the buyer didn't know what was going on. And if you didn't communicate well to your clients about what's going on, they base decisions on what they know and what they know sometimes is not enough to make decisions.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Making sure that, or lending yourself to your clients to ensure that they have trust, transparency throughout these transactions, assisting them in some of the biggest purchases or sales that they'll ever make in their life is really important and helps create that reputation, right? As you were kind of talking about earlier, reputation is everything in this industry, right? Whether you're dealing with a client and or another real estate agent, that reputation and how you work with those folks is certainly really important to your longevity in the business.
That's right, that's right. And add to that, your reputation is everything in this industry, not only to your clients, but to your other realtors you work with. Because there are realtors out there, and I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to name any names, that I cringe when I see them on the other side of the transaction. Because these are ones that are either, I don't trust how they're going to operate, how they're going to get the deal done, or that that they are just not very cooperative. That's the other thing. Because the thing about getting deals done for our clients and for the other party is that we cooperate and collaborate. Obviously, we negotiate, but we find that the best deals are the ones that we collaborate on so that it makes sense for both parties. Those are less stress, everything's smooth, and people are usually happy on both sides. Like both the buyers and seller are happy on both sides, and that's very important. And that comes down to experience and that we're thinking long game, we're thinking long term. We're not thinking short term. We're trying to get the deal done. We're trying to make these clients, our client and the other party, happy for life, essentially. That they come out of the deal thinking that's great. That's a good experience, and that's one of the things that leads to having a long and successful real estate career.
You couldn't have said it better. Real estate is certainly not a sprint, it's a marathon. And I know all about marathons. Not to talk too much about running, but certainly is something that you need to plan for if you want to be in this real estate industry for any longevity.
And usually during these marathon, non-sprint careers, there's lots of ups and downs. And from those ups and downs, what I found is the most difficult situation that we come across, like the hardest negotiations, the most stressful situations, is where we learn the most from. And those are the things about being in this game for a long time, is that you learn a lot throughout your career. It's either you have these ups and downs and keep them as downs, or you treat those as learning experiences and move forward from those.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I've certainly learned a lot in the short period of time that we've been working together, but have learned from every experience or every challenge that's come across our desks, and it certainly has made me feel like a more well-rounded, well-versed real estate agent, and so grateful, right, for those ups and downs or those valleys within the real estate.
And just to end on this note, one of the things that this saying keeps sticking to my mind about this is that experience means screwing up, but learning from it. Awesome, Chrissy. Thank you for your time today again, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.